creating your own reality and all that. But I guess it's something that I knew since I was a kid that we do, and that our thoughts project out and create whatever it is that we're imagining. We imagine stuff that happens. It's that simple, And our gardens are almost like a universal post box, I guess. That's what I call them. They attract us, these pieces of land. We're attracted to them, whatever way it works. But basically, people are wandering around looking for places to put down their roots because we're just walking plants. And they're attracted to pieces of land that have the same types of damage that we have as individuals, emotional damage, So I always give the example of my own land, which is like seriously doesn't trust me at all and keeps waiting for me to feck off, and it has serious issues with abandonment and distrust, same as myself. So I give that lots of attention in the land and keep working with it and keep explaining to it that I'm not going anywhere. And eventually it starts to trust me, and I start to trust other people as a result. There's such a lot in it. That's why I wrote the book, because I tried to simplify it in a book form. But water is where the magic is held. And so there's these lovely experiments done by a guy who died a few years ago called Dr. Emoto. And he did these water experiments where he said different words, or he wrote words and put them on jars of water. And then he froze them very quickly in a cryogenic chamber. And then he photographed the crystals with different energies, like love had been written on one jar, or hate, or, Nigel Farage or Hitler or something on one of the others. And sorry, I try to get political. Anyway, so the ones that had something horrible written on them, the water was all broken and twisted. The ones that had beauty or love aimed at them, they had these beautiful shapes. And the water, if you put a drop of the high energy water, like the beauty or the love, into another jar of water, they would all take up the shape of the molecule from the beautiful jar, if you understand what I'm saying. But the point is that water is like the information holder. So if you tell your land what you want to happen there, if you want it to become a place of connection, if you want it to become a healing place, that's the intention you send out, and that's what the water picks up on, and that's held in the land, because the land is like a body. Because the earth is like a heart, a big heart that we used to look after. And then when we started looking at it in terms of ownership instead of in terms of guardianship, the earth got shattered into millions of tiny little pieces. And each one of those pieces is our garden or our land, and it looks to us as its guardian for kind of direction, because it has no control over what happens to it anymore, because we're controlling everything. So it's like a child and a parent, and we're its parent. And if we build up a relationship with it and we support the child to become what it wants to become as opposed to what we think it should be, the magic comes back in ways I find it hard to explain. So I work with my land to help me release stuff. If I have a prayer or a wish that I want to send out, that's where I'll go to do it, because the land will support all that to happen. Magic is, when I say magic, I mean understanding that everything is connected and that your thoughts are connected to everything else. And if you want something to happen, you just need to ask the land to support you.
So a huge thank you to Mary for her time, and please do go and check out her website, which she mentioned and you can see in the show notes. And thank you to listening, and I will catch you next Tuesday. You can download or listen to the podcast direct from the website www.rootsandall.co.uk, where you'll also find my blog and a sign-up form for the newsletter, which gives you a weekly roundup of content, plus the inside scoop on things like upcoming guests. Or you can subscribe wherever you normally get your podcasts. Email me with comments and feedback at podcast@rootsandall.co.uk. Follow me on Twitter, Roots and All, Facebook, Roots and All UK, and Instagram, Roots and All Pod. But please also check out my Patreon, where you can make a one-off donation or take out a monthly subscription to help support my work, because if you like what I do, please help me to continue doing it. Even if you make a one-off donation of £1, trust me, it all helps, and I will be immensely grateful. So please go to Patreon and search for Roots and All.